Local teen whose selfless act is helping a child in another state that she's never met with the gift of sight. Amber King grew up in Rainier, Oregon. Her life was cut tragically short at the age of 19 after complications from diabetes. But her story is not over. Little Emily in California struggled with her sight early on. Her family worried she would lose her sight altogether. At 16 months old, after Amber died, Emily received the teen's corneas through an organ donation. Now, 3 years old, and with the help of Amber's donation, little Emily saw Amber's mom, Tina, and Aunt Leslie for the first time when they met over Zoom. Amber's family got to see the difference her donation is making, and Emily's mother got to express her gratitude face to face.
When I got your letter, I opened it with my parents, and I started crying because,
It's okay, Mom. It's okay. Deep breath, deep breath.
The gift that Amber did for my daughter,
Honestly, Amber wouldn't have it any other way. That's the way Amber was. She was selfless. And I'm thankful that your daughter, you know how unique this story is for such a young child to donate to such another young child? It's really, really special. What we have is really, really special. Yeah.
Right. And, it just being able to know that Emily can see, and Amber lives in her just in a different way, that I think we can't be more thankful.
I'm starting to receive phone calls from parents expressing concern if their children are going to be safe.
A new school year is starting, and despite an emergency order, homeless campers have yet to be moved. Schools and families are worried about student safety. One principal says a nearby camper has a history of being violent, but the city is not taking action. 2 weeks ago, the mayor issued an emergency declaration to clean up camps near schools. So we're checking on that progress today. We went to several schools to check out the scenes, including one we showed you just last week, and little has changed.
KT's Genevieve Rayom is live in North Portland tonight, and she pressed the mayor's team today asking what work has been done to ensure that students are safe.
So Genevieve, the emergency order to clean up homeless camps near schools has been in place for 2 weeks. How many camps have been cleared?
Well, Deb, Mayor Wheeler's office tells me about 24 camps have been cleared along the safe routes to school in the past 2 weeks. Now, that's because of that emergency order. That's right. This is an emergency, but there are still school campuses that look just like this. The principal here at Holy Cross tells me that RV and boat have been here for more than a month. It's parked right next to the playground. This was the scene outside Oliver P. Lent Elementary a week ago. Tents line the area just off campus. We know families are worried about their kids' safety as school started this week. These routes are supposed to be cleared of homeless camps under an emergency order Mayor Ted Wheeler issued 2 weeks ago, but many have yet to be moved. And take a look at that same area now. Little change, potentially even more campers in place. Up in North Portland, this RV has been parked outside Holy Cross for about a month.
He has a large boat. He has a truck that also has propane tanks in it. And there's another abandoned vehicle.
On back to school night, the man living here was walking around in his underwear as families were on campus.
The gentleman also has a dog that bit a neighbor just about a week and a half ago, which was reported to animal control.
Principal Julie Johnson says she's been asking the city to move him for weeks. We asked Mayor Wheeler's office for an update on what's been done the past 2 weeks. His office told us about 24 camps along the safe routes to schools have been cleaned up under the emergency order, along with numerous other camps cleared the past month that are within 150 feet of schools. Wheeler's office says with limited resources, they're prioritizing elementary and middle schools. But these areas outside Lent Elementary and Holy Cross, which is pre-K through 8th grade, still look like this.
Before these bushes and the planter boxes a little farther down were put in, this area used to be a homeless camp that only got cleared after a man was shot dead. Well, neighbors see this garden as a way to reclaim the space, but someone took issue with the transformation. Tending this garden has become a community endeavor for neighbors on North 96th Street. So they were shocked earlier this week when they found 3 of the flower beds stripped clean.
Someone had pulled out all of the flowers and all of the plants and basically just threw them out.
It followed a previous act of vandalism where someone scrawled, "Without shelter, people die," possibly a reference to a homeless camp that occupied this street for months. And as that camp grew in size, so did the problems, until a deadly shooting convinced the city to sweep it. Homeowners say their only goal in planting the garden is to improve the area.
We're just a bunch of neighbors who care about the neighborhood and want to make it safe and enjoyable and a place that is really healing for everybody.
Across town in Ballard, these gravel-filled bins can be seen at the edges of the road to discourage people living in RVs from permanently parking.
I think people are just getting really fed up. This building doesn't have any parking. So if someone's parking and they're taking up 4 parking spots for weeks at a time, that's a problem.
Lisa Javier and others on North 96th Street say homelessness is a complex problem, and their garden is meant to be a place that is safe and inviting for everyone.
We want to show that we care. We care about the people in our block. We care about what happens on our street.